Well, hello, my fellow conservative Americans. Wow, what a week this has been. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see that American flag behind you, right? Gotta love it. Gotta love the American flag. But we also gotta love somebody else here, too. We gotta love what President Trump has done this past week. Actually, this past couple days. So, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vinman. Oh, you guys know that guy's name, right? Yeah, so Lieutenant Colonel Vinman. Oh, yeah, I want to get the whole Trump flag there. There we go. That's good. Lieutenant Colonel, a lowly Lieutenant Colonel Vinman. By the way, in the Air Force, I know of, at least at the last time that I was in the military, there were 2,800 lieutenant colonels just in the Air Force. And the Air Force is one of the smaller branches of the military. The Army has a lot bigger manpower pool. The Navy has a lot bigger manpower pool too. So if you can imagine there's 2,800 lieutenant colonels in the United States Air Force, what do you think that makes Lieutenant Colonel Vinman in his pool of the lieutenant colonels in the United States Army, which is by far the largest military force branch in the United States government? 5,000, 6,000, I don't know. I haven't checked it out myself, but I'm telling you that basically he's a peon. A peon. He's a nobody. He was part of the NSC, the National Security Council, and he was supposed to be a specialist on Ukraine matters. Why? Because he was born as a Ukrainian. And his twin brother, who was a civilian, was also on the NSC, the National Security Council. And he was part of the White House NSC staff. So, Lieutenant Colonel Vinman, Alexander Vinman, and his brother, I don't know his first name, but you look at pictures on Google, that's if they allow you to see them, it'll show the two of them being escorted off the White House grounds. Now, you guys may be going, wait, hold on. Now, I don't want to insult your intelligence, by the way. But if you're wondering, well, why the hell did they get escorted off the grounds of the White House when they're there to advise the president on matters involving Ukraine? Well, the problem is that Alexander and his brother, both the Vinmans, were supposed to be experts on Ukraine because they were born in Ukraine. They grew up in Ukraine, post-Soviet era, Cold War issues. But here's the thing. When Vinman Alexander, lieutenant colonel type, peon, went in front of Congress wearing his uniform, his Class A dress blues, and basically bashed the president for the president not following his advice. Lieutenant Colonel Vinman's advice about what he should and should not say, i.e., President Trump should and should not say to the president of Ukraine, Zelensky. Vinman basically said that the president violated protocol, not no laws, not no regulations. By the way, regulations aren't laws. They're just regulations, whatever. The president is the commander-in-chief of the United States military. That means Vinman is subordinate to him. Vinman is one of 12 to 13,000 lieutenant colonels that President Trump is commander-in-chief of. By the very least. And this one lieutenant colonel was concerned and he was worried that the president didn't speak on issues that he, as being the NSC advisor to the president on Ukraine, didn't talk to the president of Ukraine about. Oh, the president didn't talk about what I wanted him to talk about. So I thought that was a violation of protocol, which caused a concern for me. president is the commander-in-chief. He's your boss, Alexander Vindman. Lieutenant Colonel Peon Boy Vindaman, he's your boss. You can suggest to the president what could be talked about. You can advise him, which is what the National Security Council is for. You can say, hey, this is what's going on in Ukraine, just so you know before you made the call to the president. This is what's going on right here, right now. These are the things that we know through our intelligence operatives, through our embassy staff, through our military, through all the avenues that we have contact with Ukraine. This is all we know. So whatever you're going to talk to the president about, just so you know, sir, Mr. President, this is what we know. So whatever conversation you have this information available to you, so you can be able to negotiate a better position for the United States of America in regards to whatever deal or diplomatic process that you decide on in the end as the commander-in-chief. Sir. But did he do that? No. In his congressional hearing, he talked to the Democrats saying, I was concerned that he didn't talk about what I wanted him to talk about. He didn't talk about the concerns that we had on the NFC staff. Not to include Alexander's brother in the background, his twin brother, that was part of the NSC staff as well. So what happened today was that Trump fired, or he didn't fire, he removed Lieutenant Colonel. Oh, what a big, strong Lieutenant Colonel he is. He removed Lieutenant Colonel Vindaman from the White House NSC staff. And Secret Service, they escorted him and his brother off the White House grounds. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Good for you, Trump. Good for you. He's back at the Pentagon. Now, by the way, he hasn't been fired from the Pentagon or from the NSC. He's just been removed. So anybody that says, oh, the Lieutenant Colonel Vindaman, who's been a wounded war veteran with his Purple Heart. Oh, by the way, that's his highest earned medal that you can see on his rack. We've already talked about that in one of the previous episodes. His highest medal was because he got shot or he got blown up. Not for valor, not for actual combat against the enemy. He got a medal because he got hit. Now, for those veterans that do have Purple Hearts and that were wounded in combat, I salute you guys. I salute you. Thank you. But I don't see none of you guys going up to Congress and bashing your commander-in-chief, bashing the president of the United States and trying to undermine his authority like this lieutenant colonel did. This lieutenant colonel is subservient and he is under command of the president of the United States. You've got colonels, 1-star generals, 2, 3, 4-star generals, and then you've got the president. The president is your boss, period. The buck stops at the president, period. And this lowly lieutenant colonel, which was about, maybe around between 3,000 to 5,000 lieutenant colonels in the United States military. This guy is going to Congress wearing his dress blues to show his Purple Heart. Oh, yeah, I earned it. I was wounded in combat. So everything that I tell you has precedence and everything I'm telling you is true. And I can bash the president and say that he was actually undermining the security, the national security of the United States. And I can say that because I'm a colonel. And I wear my nice uniform, and I have a Purple Heart. And the president didn't say what I wanted him to say. As a lowly shit lieutenant colonel. Just look at his goddamn face. Does this guy look like he's got a high IQ level? This guy looks like a fat, pudgy, on the brink of being almost retarded person. Yes, and I will bash a fellow military member because he sat there in Congress and underscored his commander-in-chief, his boss. Yeah. So him and his brother, boop, escorted off the White House. Good for you, President Trump. Cleaning and clearing out the swamp. Good for you. But there's more, folks. Just like on the infomercials. But wait, there's more. For all you dims, for the few of you that probably still watch me after I told you to just bug off, but that's okay if you want to stay here and you want to hear facts and reality of what's going on in the world, sure, go ahead. That's cool. So not only was the Vinman twins, the Vin twins, I'll just call it that, the Vin twins, that sounds cool. It sounds kind of cute. Oh, by the way, Lieutenant Colonel Vinman will never make the rank of colonel. I guarantee you that much. I've been in the military long enough that when you bash your commander-in-chief and you do it on national television, you will never make colonel. This guy will retire as a colonel. Will he get fired? Will he be discharged dishonorably? No, because he's an officer. There's a different set of precedents for officers in the military. But this man will never, ever get the bird on his shoulders. Nope, won't happen. And by the way, this guy was in the military for, I think it was like 23, 24 years. Sorry, I'm sitting here crying because I'm laughing so hard. 23, 24 years, and he's a light colonel. He's got a silver oak leaf on his shoulders. By that time, you should be full bird colonel on the verge of getting brigadier general. So that's got to give you some kind of an idea of what kind of person this was. He was an opportunist. The Pentagon saw him that he was prior Ukrainian. He was born and raised there, and they grabbed him up because he can speak Ukrainian, and they used him in the NSC and put him in the White House. Not because this guy has major skills. It's because he knew how to speak Ukrainian. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into that because I don't like to make these videos too long. I try to keep them under 30 minutes. Anyway, so Vinman and his brother's gone. And then what does Trump do? Then he starts scouring through the White House NSC staff, the National Security staff, the National Security Council staff. He starts scouring through all of them and finding out how many Obama people, that the residual Obama people are there as his advisors. And I say advisors because the advisors are supposed to be representing the president and giving him counsel and advice in the best interest of the American people and the American government, right? That's what they're there for, right? Well, all these people, well, no, I can't say all of them, but a majority of these people have been undermining the president from day one that he came into office. And he is now starting to clean house on NSC. He's been cleaning house on the FBI, the CIA. Now he's working on the NSC, the National Security Council, his own personal advisors that are Obama holdovers. Do you know how many people that he got rid of today? Today is February 11th. After he was acquitted, permanently acquitted of impeachment. How many people were erased, escorted off the White House and out of the NSC, the National Security Council? Yeah, I'm licking my lips. Licking my chops. 70 people that have been Obama appointees under Trump because Trump trusted them to do their job in the interest of the American people. He found out that they're not doing their job. They've been undermining his presidency by leaking information with the Mueller investigation, with the Russia hoax, with the Ukrainian collusion with the Democratic National Convention, with Hillary Clinton, with all these entities. He said, get the fuck out of here. Did he fire him? No. He can't do that because it would make him look horrible. But he got him out of the White House and he put him back at the Pentagon. Now, hopefully, after he gets reelected, he fires these pieces of shit. These are the people that have been putting our country into a tailspin. Almost to the point of civil war. And that is not even a joke. And Trump is trying to right the wrongs, which he should be doing, and which he is doing because he is the duly elected president and he is the commander-in-chief of all military forces of the United States of America. And these NSC staff people are either Pentagon civilians or they're actual active duty military members that are subordinate to him. He's doing his job. So good for you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Get rid of the scum and start getting good people that are going to help you make the proper decisions on your foreign, when it comes to your foreign policy. Lost my mind for a second because my mind is running at 100 miles per hour right now. But this is stuff that goes through my head all the time, every day. Every day. So there you go. 70 people from the NSC staff gone, cut out. Guess what? The leaks are going to be almost to zero because Trump is now going to say, I am in control here. You guys aren't. Thank you for your quote unquote, your help and your advice, but I don't need it no more because everything that I say behind closed doors happens to get out to the New York Times or the Washington Post. Obviously, you guys are the problem. Good for you, sir. Now, let's talk about another thing. Iowa. I know it's been a week, but still, after a week, there has not been a definitive count on who is the winner, period. In 2016, during the election between Trump and Clinton, 172,000 people in Iowa, in the Iowa Democratic Caucus, participated in the election of the Democratic nominee. 172,000. Look it up for yourself. I mean, please fact check me on it. The Democrats now are saying there's going to be a landslide, grassroots election for a Democratic president. Grassroots. It's coming up in defiance of President Trump. I can't help laughing at this stuff. I really can't. Do you know how many people totally showed up on the Democratic caucus to vote for a Democratic nominee for the president? So back in 2016, there were 172,000 people. How many people showed up for this caucus in Iowa? At least the numbers that they're saying now. 170,000. 2,000 less. I thought there was going to be a grassroots, huge uproar of the Democrats going, oh, we are going to get Trump out of office. Then how come you have in a state that has little over a million? No, they've got little over 1 million people in that state, and only 170,000 people. Hold on. I'm going to fact check myself real quick. Iowa population. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not giving you guys no bull crap here. Iowa population. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. The population of Iowa is 3,156,000 people. Out of that 3,156,000 people, you got to account for there's children, there's people that don't vote, In 2016, 172,000 people went to the caucuses. How many regular Americans go to caucuses? Barely anybody. I never even knew how to even do that before. I do now, and I will participate when it comes to my Washington caucus. Oh, you bet your ass I will. But 172,000 in 2016. This year, 170,000. So if the Democratic Party is going to destroy Trump in an overwhelming electoral victory, then how come they lost 2,000 votes in a state that only has 3.15 million people? They've lost votes by 2,000 people. It's because the Democratic Party is falling apart. It's shredding. Did you know that at the same time that the Iowa Democratic Caucus was voting for their candidate, that the Republican Party was also going through for their caucus? Because they have to. It's part of the rules. 197,000 Iowans showed up to the Trump caucus. That's 20,000, nearly 20,000 more. Actually, it is 20,000 more. And these are not even people that actually, there's a lot more of Iowans that didn't show up to the caucus because they don't, like, I don't need to. We already know we're going to win it. 20,000 more. New Hampshire is going to be an embarrassment for the Democrats. We'll see tonight or early tomorrow morning. That's if they get the votes right and they don't screw it up. The Democratic Party is falling apart because their values and their morals are garbage and they're liars. And people are running. They are running away from the Democratic Party because they can see right through their bullshit. So we'll see how New Hampshire plays out tonight. But I guarantee you, between Buttigieg and Sanders, it's going to be split. And by the way, Biden, he's done. He's out. He's out. The media kept trying to tell all of us, oh, Biden's the man. He's going to win it. He won 4th in Iowa. He ran away like a coward with his tail tucked out of New Hampshire just before the voting started. Why? He's like, well, I need to go to North Carolina so I can get my caucus set up over there. Yeah, but also because you didn't want to be in the same state and be embarrassed that you're going to be probably in 5th place, so even lower than Iowa. You didn't want to be anywhere near the media when they're going to start asking you, hey, how come you were in 4th in Iowa and now you're 5th here in New Hampshire? And when he gets down to North Carolina, he's going to run from there too. The media was pushing so hard for Biden to be the presidential candidate. He's the man with his aviators, just like my aviators. Except mine aren't gold. Don't have the gold around the rims. It's the aviators are back. Joe Biden is done. He's done. He's over. He's dead. And the Senate is investigating his son, which when they investigate his son, it's going to lead right back to him. It's going to happen. I cannot wait for the criminal investigation to come out. He is so screwed. And all these Democrats that were running for this race too, they all were a part of it in one way or the other because they tried to cover it up or they tried to basically downplay it. Why? Either because they were a part of what Joe Biden did, they knew about what he did, or they're trying to keep the Democratic Party alive. Democratic Party is dead. I'd say for the next 2 to 3, well, not 2 to 3, 1 to 2 generations, the Democratic Party is destroyed. Mark my words, the Democratic Party is destroyed. Trump will win 2020. That will happen. The Senate will increase its numbers of Republicans. And by the way, I'm not a Republican, I'm a conservative. But Republicans will increase their majority in the Senate. In Congress, the Democrats are going to get wiped out. They will no longer hold the majority no more. They will be a long shot minority. So when President Trump gets reelected to office, he's not going to only have the Senate that's on his side, he's going to have the House, and he's going to have a supermajority. I probably would say a 60 to 65% of the House will become Republicans, which means anything that the Republican side wants to vote on whatever Trump tries to pass, it's going to pass. Because even if every single Democrat in the House votes against it, they will be completely squashed, done, out. They will have no way to filibuster the whole situation. And a filibuster is basically when the votes are so close that the party that doesn't have the majority of the power, they can sit there and read things like green eggs and ham, and I'm not joking about that. That really did happen a few years ago. They could sit there and just talk and talk and talk for hours to make the time clock run out to where it cannot be voted on. It's stupid. I don't even get some of those rules in the House. But anyway, it doesn't even matter, because once the Republicans take over the House in a supermajority, the Democrats won't have a leg to stand on. So everything that Trump wants to pass, I'd say 90 to 95% of everything he wants to pass, the Republicans are going to stand behind him on it. And the Democrats just have to sit there and pout in the corner. And I can't wait to see that. All this stuff that's going on with the investigations with Ukraine, I know you guys are talking about, I want to see results. I want to see convictions. Just wait. Just wait, guys. Once Trump gets reelected and he's confirmed to be reelected after January, and he is back in the White House again, or he's not moving out of the White House, you can expect all hell to break loose. But in a good way for us conservatives. He's a lame duck president. He has nothing to lose no more. I bet you anything he's going to declassify all the Russiagate shit, all the stuff with Ukraine, everything that has been going on with our country. He's going to tell General Barr, the FBI, the CIA, he's going to be like, I order you to declassify all this information and do it immediately. By order of me, the president. He's going to expose all of it. But he can't do it right now. Why? Because he's got to get reelected first. I respect what he's trying to do. I can see strategically what this man is trying to do. And good for him. But once he becomes a lame duck president where he cannot be reelected again, he's gonna spill all the beans. And that's going to destroy the Democratic Party. And they are scared as shit. Because they know what's coming. They know the house of cards is falling down on them. And they're doing everything they can to get him out of office. Because he's going to expose what they have been doing. And also, not to mention, some Republicans. Some of those rhino Republicans, they were involved in some of these frauds too. Pay for play, getting money in their own personal accounts. He's going to expose it all. I can't wait. Trump is just playing a game of chess. And the Democrats are playing a game of checkers. We gotta get him out. We gotta get him out now. And Trump's like, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'll king you on that one. But guess what? I'm playing chess, baby. You guys just wait. The best is yet to come. And that's why you guys need to vote on November 6th and vote for the president. Vote for Trump. He's going to expose all this. He's going to blow it all out of the water. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. We are going to get our country back. And all these people that are in office, these politicians, they're not politicians. They're crooks wearing fucking suits. And he's exposing it all. Yes. Yes. Anyway, guys. For the 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 22 people of you that watch my video, Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Even if nobody watches my videos, I say these things because I need to say them. Because I love my country. I'm a patriot. And anybody that watches my videos that agrees with what I'm saying, because I'm telling you facts, I'm not just telling you my opinion, then thank you so much for supporting me, because I support you too. Because you're my friends. Because you are my brothers and sisters who are patriots that love this country. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. If you like the video, please send a like. If you don't like what I had to say and you don't like the facts that I'm telling you, that you can look up for yourself, then go and give me a thumbs down. And you can say all the nasty things in the comment section that you want. I don't care. But I will continue to say exactly what I know. The stuff that I have researched, the stuff that I have watched, I will not stop. And if I get no views on my videos, it doesn't matter, because over time, people will start to see these videos and they will start to watch them going, wow. Not because of me, because of the facts, because of the truth. Anyway, guys, thank you for spending the 31 and a half minutes with me this evening. And I just want to say, let's keep on making America great again. I love you, patriots, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.